Hey guys, Tonight Marine here with another midweek motivation. This week I'm going to be doing a captain during the Chosin Reservoir conflict in Korea in 1950. Um, and I decided that I want to do the next, I think there's 12. Let's see. Actually, more than that. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So for a good while, I'm going to have medals of honor that came specifically from this conflict. I definitely recommend you read up on it, kind of learn the history of it. It was intense, to put it lightly. So I want to do medals of honor from there because it's a very, very interesting war that was fought there. And I think it definitely is one of those that doesn't really get the recognition that it deserves. But yeah, without further ado, this is for Captain William E. Barber, United States Marine Corps, for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity. Can never get that word right. I'll get it right one of these days. At the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty, as commanding officer of Company F, 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division Reinforced, in action against enemy aggressor forces in Korea from 28 November to 2 December 1950. Assigned to defend a 3-mile mountain pass along the division's main supply line and commanding the only route of approach in the march from Udamni to Hagaruri, Captain Barber took position with his battle-weary troops and, before nightfall, had dug in and set up a defense along the frozen, snow-covered hillside. When a force of estimated regimental strength savagely attacked during the night, inflicting heavy casualties and finally surrounding his position, following a bitterly fought 7-hour conflict, Captain Barber, after repulsing the enemy, gave assurance that he could hold if supplied by airdrops, and requested permission to stand fast when orders were received by radio to fight his way back to a relieving force after 2 reinforcing units had been driven back under fierce resistance in their attempts to reach the isolated troops. Sorry, I'm not feeling 100%. Aware that leaving the position would sever contact with the 8,000 Marines trapped in Udamni and jeopardizing their chances of joining the 3,000 more awaiting their arrival in Hagaruri for the continued drive toward the sea, he chose to risk loss of his command rather than sacrifice more men if the enemy seized control and forced a renewed battle to regain the position, or abandon his many wounded who were unable to walk. Although severely wounded in the leg, in the early morning of the 29th, Captain Barber continued to maintain personal control, often moving up and down the lines on a stretcher to direct the defense and consistently encouraging and inspiring his men to supreme efforts despite the staggering opposition. Waging desperate battle throughout 5 days and 6 nights of repeated onslaughts launched by the fanatical aggressors, he and his heroic command accounted for approximately 1,000 enemy dead in this epic stand in bitter sub-zero weather, and when the company was relieved, only 82 of his original 220 men were able to walk away from the position so valiantly defended against insuperable odds. His profound faith and courage, great personal valor, and unwavering fortitude were decisive factors in the successful withdrawal of the division from the death trap in the Chosin Reservoir sector, and reflect the highest credit among Captain Barber, his intrepid officers and men in the United States Naval Service. Now that's amazing. This is the first time I've read this citation here. That's insane. A company, which I'm not sure what it was at that time, but approximately like this, he said 220 men, which is about accurate for a company going into combat, versus regimental size unit, which at the very least is 1,000, generally upwards of 2 if they're reinforced. And so, due to his 220 men, they killed upwards of 1,000 enemy, wounded however many more, and then forced, all the more after that to say, screw this, we're not doing it anymore. That's That's crazy. And then the fact that he risked his commission, which would certainly lead to jail time, is pretty impressive as well. It's not something that you get every day. So man, it's impressive. Oh man, that's awesome. All right, guys, I will see you next time. Gonna try to get some more recording done. Semper Fi.